With a granite jaw, devastating power, and unbreakable will, he has conquered the Cruiserweight division and remained undefeated in 26 professional fights.
One more round. He has to produce something here, and he goes again. Referee Howard Foster looks on.
This is Jai Opetaia, the man who fought with a broken jaw and still won a world title.
Exceeding their expectations as a right hand from Bray to stand up to some of these shots.
But to understand his journey, you have to start where it all began.
In the ring, he's not getting bullied too far.
Jai Opetaia was born on June 30, 1995 in Sydney, Australia, into a family with deep Samoan and Maori roots. Boxing wasn't just a sport in his house, it was in his blood. His father took him to the gym when he was only 5 years old. Not to turn him into a champion, but to instill discipline and respect in him. Growing up in the suburbs of Western Sydney, young Jai was drawn to the ring like a moth to a flame. While other kids played video games, he shadowboxed in front of the mirror, dreaming of championship gold. The amateur ranks became his testing ground. Opetaia built up an impressive amateur record of 75-16. Representing Australia at the 2012 Youth World Championships and at the 2014 Commonwealth Games. He was building something special, a foundation of technical brilliance mixed with Australian courage. On December 5, 2015, at just 20 years old, Jai made his professional debut. And from that moment on, the boxing world would never be the same. The beginnings of Opetaia's career read like a highlight reel. Between 2015 and 2017, he dominated the Australian national scene with relentless efficiency. His opponents came in with hope and left with nothing but regrets. His speed was dazzling and his power undeniable. But most importantly, despite his youth, his boxing technique was that of an experienced veteran. Coaches all over Australia began to whisper, this kid could be the real deal. With 16 wins and 16 knockouts under his belt, Opetaia faced Nabosa Iwata in May 2019. Opetaia controlled the action from start to finish, knocking Iwata down with systematic precision. Round after round, the punishment kept piling up.
A bit of visa issues. A pinpoint. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, there's a Smiley. Iwata take it. It's it's a good fight.
Jai's a brilliant boxer.
Yeah.
Finish at any second.
It could.
Familiar position with.
In the 8th round, Iwata's legs could no longer respond, and Opetaia kept punishing him until his corner decided it was enough.
The straight left hand gets through, and the towel comes in. They've had enough.
17 fights, 17 knockouts. The machine kept running. Only 2 months later, Opetaia returned to the ring against Nicholas Charalampos in a bout scheduled for 10 rounds. Charalampos was tough, resilient, and managed to last until the end. For the first time in his career, Opetaia had to go the full 10 rounds.
Hey Jamie,
Professional man.
can you tell you?
Can stay outside and still connect. By burrowing in. Exactly.
Three.
Lots of movement early.
In the 8th round, Opetaia knocked Charalampos down with a devastating combination, but he got back up before the count.
All happening with Charalampos.
Let's go. Oh,
He's worn a big shot.
three.
The Australian showed that he not only had knockout power, but also knew how to box, control the pace, and win on points. With a unanimous decision victory, this was the moment, the fight for the vacant Australian Cruiserweight title. Mark Flanagan was an experienced veteran, with 31 professional fights, and he wasn't going to give up the title easily. From the start, both contenders fought evenly.
He's waiting, looking for the big punch, but Jai's caught him. There you go, milling on the retreat.
Nice. Get plenty more right there.
First at Hillsman to Tame Center. I'm set.
He's responded with plenty. He's digging deep. He's tough, and he.
Yeah, well, look, he has to be cautious going. He's touching. He's aware.
But as the fight went on, the difference in class became undeniable. The speed, power, and technical superiority of Opetaia began to overwhelm the veteran.
Tested, you know, he's taken the shots against some of the bigger fighters.
In the media nowadays, you talk about levels, people always...
Round after round, Opetaia kept breaking down Flanagan. The jabs snapped his head back, and the body shots were taking their toll. In the 8th round, Flanagan's corner had to save him from the brutality.
We know how tough he is after...
See Flanagan just let it all
down.
This is a world-class performance from Flanagan. Let's get into that corner. And that's enough.
Otra parada por K, another stoppage by technical knockout. Jai Opetaia was the new Australian Cruiserweight champion. The young lion had won his first title, and Australia had found its next boxing star. After a break caused by the pandemic, Opetaia returned in October 2020 to face Benjamin Kelleher, a boxer he had already defeated earlier in his career. It was about shaking off the ring rust and staying active. The result was never in doubt. Opetaia was bigger, stronger, and more skilled than in their first encounter. Kelleher tried with all his might, but he was outmatched in every aspect.
They can hit him with few, and Kelleher finishes with the right hands. Them all, Opetaia, so it must be a difficult process.
Got right hand. Practicing some great defensive stuff. His back now is going to work body and head, up and down.
In the 6th round, Opetaia let loose and hit Kelleher mercilessly and with precision until the referee had to step in to rescue him from his suffering.
Halfway through this 6th round, it's been one-way traffic for Jai Opetaia.
The referee's got to get close to Kelleher's not even punching back.
He covers up, he staggers forward, but he's taking lots of shots to the body as well.
He's taking a lot of shots.
He's
he looks
hurt
very
to the body
uncomfortable.
and hurt over the top, and that'll do it. The towel comes.
Opetaia was ready for the next level of competition. More than a year later, Opetaia returned to face Daniel Russell. The long breaks between fights were frustrating, but when he stepped into the ring, he made the most of every second. Russell didn't last long. Opetaia came out like a man on a mission, throwing powerful punches from the very start.
Countering his opponent, acknowledges it. Right. Just easy himself back.
He's a little busy, but now he's just taking his foot cheek.
There it is again.
Right.
In the 3rd round, Opetaia landed a strong left punch that knocked Russell down, and the referee had to step in.
I'll stop this one.
Jai Opetaia was ready to fight for the world title. It's not just a fight for the world title, but a test of will, heart, and everything that makes a champion. Myris Briedis, IBF Cruiserweight World Champion and Ring Magazine Champion, and 2-time World Champion, defending his title in his homeland, Riga. Opetaia is the big underdog, and no one outside of Australia gives him any chance. From the very first moment, both boxers were extraordinary.
Hands. Over the top goes Briedis. Nice left hand again. Opetaia. Briedis finds an uppercut on the inside.
In the 2nd round, Briedis throws a devastating right hand that breaks Opetaia's jaw. It didn't just crack, it broke, completely fractured on both sides. Most boxers would have retired, but Jai Opetaia is not like most.
Forward, working on the inside, and
Opetaia doesn't tell his corner and can't even close his mouth properly. But he keeps boxing for 10 more rounds against one of the best cruiserweights on the planet in hostile territory.
Right up to the fight. It's all strong left hands from Jai Opetaia to the orthodox fighter. Briedis comes forward. He's got the full kit of punch.
Nice.
In the 3rd round, Opetaia lands a devastating uppercut, followed by a series of combinations that leave Briedis bloodied.
Uppercuts a beauty.
Hurt him. It hurt him. He's hurt him.
The fight continues for 10 rounds, with both boxers giving everything they have. But Opetaia is noticeably the better boxer, with precise movements and quick combinations. And the scorecards reveal it.
Oh, big right hand from Braidis. Exceeding their expectations as a right hand from Braidis. Forced to come forward now.
Nice left.
Still on his feet. And this Gold Coast ring with the world title on the line. To stand up to some of these shots. And they trade.
Jai Opetaia is the new IBF Cruiserweight World Champion, the first Australian Cruiserweight World Champion in history. And he did it with a broken jaw. After more than a year of recovery, Opetaia defends his title for the first time in his home country, Australia, against his fellow countryman, Jordan Thompson. Thompson stands his ground from the beginning, showing courage and determination, but from the middle rounds on, the difference in class becomes evident. Opetaia's timing, power, and intelligence in the ring are simply too much.
Easily slides in those Olympic Games. A mistake at someone of Jordan. It's that opening round.
The body are having an effect. They're getting a reaction out of Jordan.
Listen to the body, didn't complain of the time, but this is better.
In the fourth round, Opetaia closed the show in devastating fashion with a perfectly timed combination that sent Thompson to the canvas.
More round. He has to produce something here. And he goes again. Referee Howe across the lots on.
The referee immediately stopped the fight, and that's his first successful title defense. Just 3 months later, Opetaia returns to action at the big Day of Reckoning event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, against Eli Zorro from Congo. This is the most dominant performance of Opetaia's career. From the very beginning, Zorro is in survival mode. 1 round is all it takes. Opetaia lands a devastating punch that sends Zorro to the canvas, confused.
In the ring, he's not getting bullied too far.
Knockout in the first round on one of boxing's biggest stages, Jai Opetaia makes himself known to the world, the rematch that nobody wanted except Myris Bridis. The Latvian legend exercised his claws. When the final bell rang, there was no drama, but another unanimous decision victory for Jai Opetaia. The moment arrived, an opportunity to become the unified Cruiserweight champion. On the other side of the ring stood the sensational, undefeated Turkish fighter Hüseyin Sin-Cara, European champion with a perfect record and real knockout power. Everything was at stake, IBF versus WBO, champion versus champion, both undefeated.
Diyeceğim çünkü orada yıllarca futbol oynadı. Aparkat mükemmel. Ve havlu geliyor. Havlu geliyor. Hüseyin Sin-Cara. Var. İkinci rounddayız.
Uppercut'ı çok güzel.
Boşa sallanan yumruklar.
Çok.
Sağ kroşe. Hüseyin
Sin-Cara came in with an impeccable record and truly believed he could defeat Opetaia. During the first rounds, he tried to make the fight competitive, throwing powerful punches and trying to impose his will. Round after round, the difference in experience became evident. Sin-Cara was tough, he was brave, but he was facing a boxer who had already conquered the best in the division.
Keeping more in Sin-Cara's been around too. He's a cagey customer. Yeah. That's it. Jai's got to fight. Boxing off that. You've seen them just relax a bit. Just Sin-Cara, you know, is very tired but tough.
In the 8th round, Opetaia knocked Sin-Cara down with a devastating left punch that left him unconscious on the ground. Jai Opetaia was now the unified World Cruiserweight Champion of the International Boxing Federation and the World Boxing Organization. The boy from the western suburbs of Sydney had conquered the Cruiserweight division, 29-0, undefeated unified champion. And now his eyes were set on the heavyweight division. From a 5-year-old boy in a Sydney gym to unified World Cruiserweight Champion, Jai Opetaia has proven that he is more than just an undefeated record. He has the skill, the heart, and the champion's mentality to become a world champion in multiple weight classes.